Hi, class. I wanted to clarify the assignment for this week, which is the pre-writing assignment, really quickly. So I'm going to share screen and just talk a little bit about it so that when you get to it, um, might have less questions. All right. So this week, on the first, you have a pre-writing assignment due. On that pre-writing assignment, there's a link to the first draft of essay number one, which is called Moments of Being essay number one. I'm going to click on that. Now you have time to finish this draft, and it's a first draft. You're going to get comments from me before you turn in your final draft of this essay. The essay itself is due September the 8th, the first draft. And it should be on a specific moment from your life that for some reason sticks vividly in your memory, a moment that you experienced an epiphany. That's what you're writing about for your first essay. So now that you have thought about that, you're going to go back to the pre-writing assignment and you're going to start to think about what you want to write about for that essay. That's what the pre-writing assignment is for. It's to get you ready and get some notes down, some free writing, or something that you can use to start yourself on that essay. And so there are some links to that essay so you can read it, gather your ideas, and decide you want to focus on something. From there, the pre-writing assignment gives you different options. It teaches you a little bit about different pre-writing techniques. One of them is brainstorming, which might look like a list, right? It gives a little example right there of what the brainstorming list looks like. The next technique is free writing. You're probably familiar with free writing. You basically just write without checking your spelling, checking your ideas. You just write for a few pages and get some ideas down. That's the second one, free writing. The third one is clustering or mind mapping. Mind mapping asks you to think about and focus in on one of the things that you're going to write about. So you have to have an idea of what you're writing before you do a mind map. That's much more helpful than just not knowing what you're going to write about. But mind mapping, you put a generalized idea of what you're writing about. And around that, you're going to write all of the details about what you're writing about. And you can use that to help you get started with your writing process. The last one is outlining. You're also probably pretty familiar with outlining. Outlining also comes later on in the writing process before you write your first draft. Sometimes people like to outline their ideas. Well, here's an example of how to write an outline, what they're writing about, and you can use all sorts of different outlining templates if you want to that are found online. You will get your organization down for the actual essay using these tools that I'm putting up for you on this page. Let's go back to the top. What you're doing for this pre-writing assignment is you're choosing one of the pre-writing techniques that I just talked about, only one. You're doing that for the Moments of Being essay one prompt about a moment that stuck out to you, right? A moment of epiphany. That's what you're doing for the pre-writing. So it should be you thinking about that essay before you actually write it and you working on that essay. You can choose any of those. If you choose brainstorming and you write a list, you can write a list of about 10 to 15 ideas for your actual essay. So you can write a list of all the different epiphanies you've had, or all of the different shocks or memorable moments. And then you're going to kind of circle the ones that work for you, the ones that are more interesting, the ones that you think you'll be able to get more writing from. If you do that, that's a list. You just need 10 good ones that have the ones that you want to work on circled. Okay. For free writing, 2 pages is fine. You can turn in 5 pages worth of free writing if you want to, if it's easier. But 2 pages is what I'm asking for. And clustering or mind mapping should be more than the example that's given, because the example that's given is just the beginning of the mind map. So it should take up an entire page with your different ideas. An outline is going to be about 1 to 2 pages long, and it's going to be in outline format. So that should be pretty easy for you to figure out if you're using a template. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, the pre-writing assignment. It's due September the 1st, and you should use your idea for the first essay draft of Moments of Being essay 1. Okay. All right. If you have any other questions, let me know. And happy free writing and brainstorming, getting ready for all of the stuff for essay number 1. We'll talk more about that, and you'll have an actual video about it in the coming weeks. Have a really great long weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.